sports in Hastings, Nebraska. We present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Friday, the 26th day of June for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic standing by. We've got all of your news, weather, and sports to get you out the door here this morning. Going to be talking with Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network this morning. Talk about the ponies in Omaha and anything else that's going on in the horse racing industry. So that's coming up at 7:30 here this morning. Lots of things to talk about as we get you out the door here this morning. A pair of Nebraska basketball players will be continuing their careers in the NBA as Reich Mast and Sam Hoiberg have signed some free agent deals with some NBA teams. We'll talk about that coming up. The Nebraska baseball program has added a commitment from one of the top junior college hitters in the state of Kansas. Nebraska finished in 17th place in the 2025-2026 Division I Learfield Directors' Cup standings. Hastings Sodbusters are in action last night. They were at home, got off to a good start against the U.S. War Dogs, and eventually beat the War Dogs last night by a score of 8-1. We've got some Legion baseball coming up this weekend. All three city teams will be in action. The NFL has announced that the 2027 NFL Draft will be held in Washington, D.C. this year. First time that Washington has hosted the draft since 1941, when they held the draft at the old Willard Hotel, they tell us, back in 1941. So the NFL Draft is coming to Washington, D.C. for 2027. All that and more is on the plate as we wake up and get going here this morning. Tyson will be joining us here shortly, and we'll get him up and get him going here. Tyson will be joining us shortly. It was a tough night for the U.S. soccer team last night, and he's probably on a soccer hangover from last night, as Turkey was able to beat the United States last night by a score of 3-2. Turkey scores evidently on the final kick of the ball game to beat the Americans 3-2, although the match really didn't mean a whole lot for the Americans. We were already into the knockout stage next week, the round of 32, so the game really didn't mean a lot to the U.S., but Turkey was able to beat the United States last night by a score of 3-2. The United States evidently playing with a bunch of reserves in the ball game, in the match last night. But Turkey was able to beat us on the final kick of the ball game 3-2. So the United States team will move on to the round of 32, and they will play, next Wednesday in Santa Clara, California, as they take on Bosnia in the first round of the knockout stage. So that's what I know, and Tyson is joining us now from the Western Studios. Good morning, my man. I didn't know that you were going to have a soccer hangover this morning, but Turkey takes care of us last night 3-2.
Yeah, soccer hangover, disappointing, just a bummer down the stretch. At the very end, the death of the match, basically. We went 7 minutes of stoppage time. At 7 minutes and 54 seconds, Turkey finally scores the goal. And call it what you will. I mean, that's the breaks of soccer and the way that the way the game has been played on the international stage for God knows how many years. And it ends at the discretion of the referee. And Turkey had possession and they were on the attack. So the game went on. The game was continued to be played, and Turkey got in the box and found a way. like you said, it was against the reserves. We had two starting from the starting 11 from a week ago that were in the match. It didn't mean anything. We knew going in exactly who our round of 32 opponent was going to be, and we played like it. It for me, disappointing. Because what I told you yesterday is I wanted to continue to keep our form. I wanted for this to be the first U.S. team to make it past the round of 32, I wanted for this to be the first U.S. team to win all three matches in the group stage, and it didn't happen. But Turkey got out of there with the victory. They were able to kind of spoil the party for the U.S. Ultimately, at the end of the day, now you regroup and now you play better. I hope this hangover does not affect the round of 32. I believe this is a U.S. team that can go quarterfinals, maybe beyond. And so that you hope that this isn't that setback that, oh no, here we go again mentality. You just have to regroup and get after Bosnia. Is Bosnia absolutely a winnable game?
So are you saying we had controversy in the game last night?
No.
Or just that Turkey scored late?
Turkey scored late. I mean,
Okay.
It would be controversy to the casual fan because it was well after the 7 minutes of guaranteed stoppage time. There was I don't know, probably an additional 54 seconds that were added on. They got to kick another corner out of the whole deal. So it's just the way the game is played. Like, it's not going to be exactly science. It's not going to end at 0-0-0. I know that high school and college soccer, at least here in the U.S., are a little bit differently because they stop the clock. They stop the clock for subs. They stop the clock for balls that go out of bounds. They stop the clock for all that stuff. So, yeah, here in the U.S., we might be – I saw a couple people that were crying foul about it. But it's not. It's the way the game's played on the international stage, and Turkey was – established possession, so they were going to get as much time as they needed to at least make one last effort at goal, and their last effort essentially turned into a walk-off goal. And 3-2.
Turkey wins. Now, I also saw a lot of social media sites this morning as I got up and started scanning. Turkey. Are they pronouncing Turkey a different way or what? How did they pronounce it last night, the guys that are kind of in the know? Is that something that I missed? Is it still Turkey? Or you didn't catch anything?
They pronounce it differently, but it's fine.
It's still Turkey.
It is Turkey.
But they pronounced it differently.
Turkey or something like that. Yeah.
Is it Turkey?
But it's Turkey.
It is Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I eat turkey on Thanksgiving. And I think the country is Turkey. But now, all of a sudden, they said last night that the announcers were saying something different. It wasn't Turkey. Was it Turkey?
I think maybe.
What'd you do, just have the sound turned down and just watching the
No, we had
video?
like 25 people. We had a watch party, so yeah.
All right, so I already got a comment in. Shane says, first time watching soccer in a long time.
Okay.
Players flop and complain more than LeBron James and defensive backs in the NFL asking for pass interference. Kind of ridiculous.
That's
so the casual soccer fan, you're going to turn on the game last night. What are you going to see? You're going to see a bunch of guys complaining for fouls, and he did this, and he did this. Casual fan.
Don't watch then. I mean, like,
is that the way you're going to say that?
What are you going to come at me? You're going to come at like a sport because they, and honestly, no, they didn't, and they do it a hell of a lot less. I think that's a very knee-jerk reaction to. If you watch the United States, they didn't go down hardly at all. The several opportunities just slightly outside the box where they were trying to strong arm. The flopping issue, I dismiss it. I dismiss it wholeheartedly. Especially last night's game, there was hardly any at all. Yes, you go down, you try to draw a foul. That's gamesmanship. That's part of the game. You're trying to draw that foul, but at the end of the day, here's the thing: it happens on a lot less level because now embellishment is a yellow card. And what I mean by embellishment is if you flop and you fake it, and you're sitting there, oh my God, my knee, and you're rolling around, and the referee says, no, you didn't even get touched. Get up. Here's your yellow card. So yes, it's happening on a lot less level because now, I believe it was 8 years ago, 2 World Cups ago, they made embellishment because the casual fan was complaining about the flopping.
Yeah. So do you get X amount of yellow cards, and then you? Well,
yeah, you get 2 yellows, and that 2 yellows turns into a red.
And red's not good.
Red means you're gone.
You're done.
Red means bye-bye.
Yeah, you're gone. So you get 2 yellows.
Then your yellows carry over, but they don't carry over after the group stage. But they do in the knockout stage. So if you have like 2 matches in the knockout stage and you have 2 yellow cards, then you can't play in the group stage match. So you don't want to accumulate 2 yellows because they do carry over. But now they don't because the group stage is over, so the yellow cards are wiped clean. Now we go in with a fresh slate against Bosnia, and again, hopefully regroup. Again, I don't like that comment. Oh my God, the flopping is so horrible. Because if you watched the game last night, it wasn't that poorly played. Maybe there was 1 or 2 instances where you're like, oh my God, that's so stupid. But again, that's part of the sport. That's part of what you do.
All right. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Friday. Again, Turkey beats the United States last night in the Cup, 3-2, but it really doesn't make any difference. We move on to the knockout stage. We'll play again next Wednesday. Santa Clara, California, by the way. That's where we're going to be playing the knockout round against Bosnia. So that's one of the things that was in the sports headlines today. I see Michigan guard Elliot Cadeau. He plans to remain with the Wolverines following Dusty May's departure, according to his agents. This guy started all 40 games in Michigan's national championship run last season, earning most outstanding player of the Final Four after tallying 13 points, 10 assists in the semifinal win over Arizona, 19 points in the championship game over UConn. So the 6'1" point guard for Michigan is staying put with the Wolverines despite Dusty May jumping ship. Cadeau averaged 10.5 points, 5.5 assists per game in his first season in Ann Arbor. He began his career with 2 seasons in North Carolina before transferring to the Wolverines last spring. He's the second Michigan player who has announced that they're going to be staying put at Michigan following the departure of the coach. Trey McKinney is the other player. He was one of the best bench players for the Wolverines last season. Came in as a freshman, averaging almost 10 points per ball game. So 2 guys that had a big say in Michigan's run to the national championship last season say they're staying despite losing their head coach in Dusty May, who took the job with the Dallas Mavericks. So May comes in and probably didn't have a lot of great, I don't know, he comes in for a year or 2, probably didn't build a lot of, what am I trying to say? A lot of
stability
with the program and a lot of good vibes with the guys. They're going to, the assistant coach is going to move up. He'll be the interim coach for Michigan. So there's going to be some stability in the Michigan program despite losing their coach in Dusty May. So 2 guys staying put at Michigan.
Yeah, well, he came out from Florida Atlantic. He was like a one and done there. He came out, got Michigan successful. He was basically one and done there, and now moves on to the NBA. So yeah, I mean, I kind of half expected there to be a lot in the transfer portal. But the other thing is, like, it happened super late, so you didn't really give an option. Most of the rosters for some of the other D1 programs have already been solidified, right? And then you make the announcement that you're going to depart to the NBA. So if you knew this was what you're going to do, what you wanted to do ultimately, like, you should have let your players know after March so that they had an opportunity to kind of get into the portal and find a new home. But he waited until freaking June.
I did read this morning, though, as soon as, well, they got a 31-day transfer portal window.
Well,
that's now open.
They do. But again, your rosters are already solidified, right? Like, Nebraska already went through and got their portal guys. They put their roster together. And so many other D1 programs did. Yeah, you have a 31-day window, but the window of opportunity to go to anywhere because they've already filled their roster is full. So
there might be one or two teams out there that still got a couple of roster spots open. You would expect, but God, not the top tier teams. You're talking a team that just won the national championship. Their players are probably pretty good.
I'm talking Power 4.
Yeah, so, yeah, there's probably not a lot of Power 4 teams that have not solidified the roster at this point. So I'm with you. Yeah, it's kind of late, and most of the guys are going to stay at Michigan. So the top two guys that we talked about just now, they're going to stay. So we'll continue to monitor that. Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold, we told you about this yesterday. He's facing felony charges of armed robbery and kidnapping. He appeared at a hearing yesterday in Tampa and was ordered held without bond until a pretrial detention hearing is scheduled for Monday. Prosecutors will argue at that hearing that Arnold should remain in custody without bail until his trial. Arnold briefly appeared in court yesterday by video as a judge announced charges of kidnapping and armed robbery and conspiracy against the quarterback. The charges could carry a sentence of life in prison. So, he's in some hot water there. Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold. Just as we get ready to start training camp, Terrion Arnold, one of the top corners there for the Lions, is not going to be in camp, obviously. And then Caleb Williams, what's his deal? Caleb Williams, he was a quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He evidently applied to the United States Patent and Trademark Office to trademark the word Iceman.
That's Top Gun. Top Gun owns that. Good luck.
Well,
Maverick,
Iceman,
Goose, and Iceman.
Well, there's also Iceman. Who was the basketball player we called the Iceman? George Gervin. He was called the Iceman. Oh, George Gervin was called the Iceman too.
Who the hell is George Gervin?
NBA Hall of Famer.
From what decade?
Obviously before your time.
You want to get into the at least modern era here?
Well, he's got the trademark as the Iceman. But you know why Caleb Williams' attempt to trademark the word Iceman was denied? Not because of any of those guys, but because of the 1988 lacrosse team. Yeah, evidently they are known as the Icemen. And the trademark logo that Caleb Williams submitted to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office had marks that were identical in appearance, sound, and meaning to the 1988 lacrosse footwear for insulated boots. I don't know why I'm going here. It just, and you're Googling something. I'm anxious to find out what you're Googling here.
No, I was putting finishing touches on news.
Oh, I thought you were maybe looking about George Gervin. Yeah, he was known as the Iceman. Caleb Williams, he wanted to be known as the Iceman, but his trademark was denied because of the 1988 lacrosse footwear for insulated boots. So, sorry, Caleb Williams. You're going to have to go some different routes.
Also, think of a different name.
Yeah.
Like
Caleb Williams, I vaguely remember him.
What?
Do you remember?
Is this another Kyle Pitts deal?
I vaguely remember Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams from USC, the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He's on the cover of Madden.
I don't care who in the hell is on the cover of Madden.
He's cover of Madden.
He's not one of the top NFL quarterbacks around.
Oh, my God.
Would you say Caleb Williams is one of the top NFL quarterbacks ever to play the game?
When we read those quarterbacks, the top 15 quarterbacks, he was above Pat Mahomes. That's all I'm going to say.
Are you shitting me? Certainly not.
When we read the top fantasy NFL quarterbacks, Caleb Williams is above Pat Mahomes.
God, I need a drink.
It's Friday. Might as well get started.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Pull up his numbers. I remember, but is he the Iceman? Would you consider him the Iceman?
He's good.
He
plays
remember
for the Bears, so it's not like it's big.
I wouldn't consider him the Iceman. God.
Well, the Iceman would generally make somebody think somebody's cold. So no, he's certainly not cold. 3,820 yards, 25 passing touchdowns, 4,000-yard milestone was just shy. Also added 380 rushing yards, multiple touchdowns.
How many years?
His pressure to sack rate slashed significantly. He's down to 10%. The offensive line is better. How many years? He's only been in the league for 3 years. He's a mid to late QB1.
He's better than Patrick Mahomes.
And all indications are he's poised to even make a better leap with Ben Johnson at the helm in Chicago.
He's not going to be called the Iceman, though.
62.5% completion. Yeah, it's only his third year in the league, man.
Give him a break. He's not going to be called the Iceman, though, because of the 1988 lacrosse footwear for insulated boots.
So Kyle Pitts, Caleb Williams.
And who's the guy we had yesterday?
Pitts.
Pitts was the day before.
Oh yeah, your Jacksonville tight end.
Guy.
That's a tree in the forest that nobody hears because it's Jacksonville. But the other guys, come on, man. No wonder you finish last in fantasy football all the time. Caleb
Chief
Williams
is chiming in. The Chief has chimed in. Mike, you might make you feel better that Mahomes is listed higher than Rodgers. I hope Patrick Mahomes comes out this year and just blows the NFL away.
Keep drinking, man. Keep drinking. Caleb Williams is according to...
I hope we play the Bears this year, do we?
According to Fantasy Pros, Caleb Williams is the top-ranked...
What?
Top-ranked third-year quarterback. It was a good quarterback class that had Jaden Daniels, it had Caleb Williams, it had Drake May, let's see, Penix Jr., J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix. That was the draft class for quarterbacks, and he came out of it. And now Caleb Williams is, out of the third-year pros, the top-ranked third-year pro going into the 2026-2027 season.
God, I'm sorry I brought that up today.
Well, he's the Madden cover athlete.
I don't care who in the hell's on front cover of Madden.
Clearly.
I don't care.
Didn't know.
Caleb Williams. ...
Iceman.
Iceman, that's not going to be called
Iceman
the
wannabe.
Iceman wannabe. The NFL draft this year is going to be in Washington, D.C. 2027 NFL draft.
On the lawn? Just like UFC?
Yeah, I hope they beat it up as much as they did with the UFC fight. That was nice. Mm-hmm. No, I think it's going to be, I don't know. I had that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be at several different locations throughout Washington, D.C. But anyway, it's going to be on April 29th this year, continue through May 1st. The last time Washington held the draft was back in 1941.
I remember that.
Remember the old Willard Hotel?
Oh, yeah.
Back there in 1941, we held the NFL draft there in Washington, 1941 at the old Willard Hotel. Last year, draft was held in Pittsburgh, set an attendance record, drawing more than 805,000 fans. More than 600,000 fans attended the 2025 draft in Green Bay. So this year's draft is going to be in Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. I can hardly wait for that. You know what that's going to bring on. I can hardly wait for that. The
next topic.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. So let's
welcome
slide
to
into the next topic.
Yeah. Welcome to the circus. Welcome to the
hardly
circus.
wait.
We talked about this yesterday. Remember the hit on Caitlin Clark? Well,
oh, yeah. She got suspended.
The girl that got into the throat of Caitlin Clark in the night before that we talked about yesterday, they evidently went back. Phoenix Mercury forward Alyssa Thomas has now received a flagrant foul 2 penalty and a 1-game suspension for recklessly making contact with her fist to the throat area of Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark.
It's assault that lands you in jail in real life. Like, I went back and I watched it after the show yesterday.
Yeah.
That's assault. And a 1-game suspension is bullshit.
Yeah, I thought that was too when that came out yesterday. I thought 1 game is all?
Yep, she should be spending some time behind bars. That's assault in real life. If I was to do that to anybody out in public for any reason, I would be sitting my ass behind bars. That's assault. It took place on your home floor, and then you have the audacity as a commissioner to suspend her for 1 game? Please remove yourself from the job you currently have as the WNBA commissioner. Do yourself a favor and get out of the way, because you are literally ruining the game of basketball. You're not reprimanding any of these officials. You're not reprimanding the Phoenix coaching staff. You're not reprimanding the players. 1-game suspension? Give me a break.
And the funny thing is, no foul was ever called during the game.
Yeah.
They had to go back and review the damn video after the game was over to really assess this flagrant foul 2 penalty and to give the 1-game suspension. Hell, the referees looked the other way. They didn't even call a foul in the play.
It took a passionate post-game speech to talk about all the things that are wrong with the league. Kudos to the Indiana Fever head coach, which you played yesterday, to have the guts to say that, right? Like, that probably doesn't happen unless she creates the outrage, and there was certainly reason for outrage. And again, I tell you, man, like, it's... Get Jim on board here. So Jim's on board. To me, it's outrageous. It's unfortunate, and it's outrageous, and a 1-game suspension, a slap in the hand for all that. Give me a break.
All right. Waking up with Mike and Tyson
better.
here this morning on the Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, Jim Slacker is standing by. We'll take a news break. We'll have more after this. You're listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, Nebraska could soon become the next state to legalize, we're going to talk about it, online sports betting. The committee organizing petitions to legalize and regulate online sports betting, Tax Relief Nebraska, said it's on track to turn in enough signatures to make the November ballot at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln. Customer said he supports the initiatives if online sports wagering makes the ballot. He said he will vote yes. That's according to NET. Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen unveiled a new property tax hotline meant to pressure state lawmakers into action. Pillen announced the new state website and phone number in a goal, to solicit Nebraskans' feedback on increasing property valuations and raising tax bills. Multiple ideas of his to lower property taxes in the last 4 years have faced bipartisan opposition, but Pillen has blamed lawmakers and not his ideas for legislation stalling over that time. It is now coming up on 7:31. We'll head back over to you, Mike. What's going on in sports?
Instead of Caleb Williams, I was thinking about Doug Williams.
Wow.
That's who I was thinking about. I don't know why.
Woo!
I was thinking about Doug Williams. Remember him?
Well, he beat the Bills in the Super Bowl, so yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about Doug Williams and not Caleb Williams.
Deep breath.
Can we start this show over again?
Just want to hit the restart?
Yeah, jeez. I was thinking about Doug Williams, not Caleb Williams. God, I apologize for that. I apologize for that. Sports Today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. You can check them out at bamboospa.website or on Facebook. A pair of Nebraska basketball players will be continuing their careers in the NBA. Reich Masters signed a free agent deal with the Indiana Pacers, while Sam Hoiberg is joining the Phoenix Suns. Mast averaged 13.2 points, 5.8 rebounds, 3.1 assists for the Huskers last year. Hoiberg averaged 9.3 points on 54% shooting to go along with 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2 steals per game. The Nebraska baseball program has added a commitment from one of the top junior college hitters in Kansas, Kellen Burke, committed to the Huskers yesterday. The 5'11", 190-pound outfielder and catcher hit .413 this year with 21 homers, 16 doubles, and 93 RBIs in 57 games for Cloud County, who finished 50-7 this year. And Nebraska finished in 17th place in the 2025-2026 Division I Learfield Directors' Cup standings. That's the best finish for the Huskers since the 2000-2001 season, when they finished 13th. Nebraska was one of 8 Big Ten teams to finish in the top 25, joining UCLA, who was 3rd, USC, who was 7th, 9th place Michigan, 10th place Ohio State, 21st place Penn State, 23rd Oregon, and 24th Wisconsin. Guess who won their Learfield Directors' Cup for the 2025-2026 season? The Texas Longhorns. That's a check in your sports headlines. It is now 7:33 on Extreme Sports.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. Cloudy today with a chance for isolated rain showers. High temperatures reach up to 78. Winds out of the east, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows around 63 tonight, overcast. Highs around 85 tomorrow, overcast skies. Dry and turning warmer Sunday and Monday with highs from the mid-90s to the upper 90s. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Frobley. Currently,
accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volunteer Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you. Soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Veronica with you. Let's huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Friday. One quick announcement here. Cam Raceway in Hastings is canceled their racing program for tonight. Again, evidently too much rain all week long. And there's also a chance of rain a little bit in the forecast today. So no racing tonight at Cam Raceway in Hastings. And their next scheduled event is not coming up until July 17th. So they're going to be taking a couple of weeks off. So no racing tonight at Cam Raceway. There is racing this weekend in Omaha. It is time to talk.
They're at the post. Now they're moving into the gate.
In the Kentucky Derby, and Barbaro is running away. It's Edgar Prado aboard, and Barbaro is going to win this Derby by 6 lengths. Bluegrass had second. From far back, Steppenwolf came on to be third.
It's Friday. That means we talk ponies on Friday. Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network is going to join us here this morning. Jimmy, first of all, I apologize for getting to you a little bit late here this morning, but thanks for hanging with us this morning. Good morning.
Oh, well, not a problem. I'm always willing to hold on to talk horses any day of the week.
All right, we're off to Horseman's Park in Omaha now. We begin to meet for 2026. Talk about Horseman's Park, a different venue now as we switch the scene, so to speak.
Right, yes. We're moving over to Horseman's Park over on 63rd and O Street in Omaha. Now we're going back to another 5/8 mile track rather than having the 7/8 like we had in Lincoln. It should favor speed going to the tighter turns, et cetera, on that track. But there's 15 great races on the cards this weekend. Really good card going in. The weather shouldn't affect. It's supposed to be super nice and actually get pretty hot this weekend, and I don't think we'll see an off track.
Speaking of pretty hot, Jimmy, there is some horses on Saturday's card that have all been pretty hot, so to speak, in the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Circuit. Whether it's Race 2 with Bring on the Bubbly, Race 6 with Fire Spittin' Kitten, Your Best Bet Maximum Chambers. We're going to have a good card right out of the gates here come Saturday afternoon.
There is. There's no stakes races on the card, but a couple of those could easily be some lower class stakes races, especially the sixth race. There's some really good Nebraska breds in that race, and they're going to hold their own against a couple of what I'll say are invaders. It's an open class race, open company. You don't have to be just a Nebraska bred, but in there you got Fire Spitting Kitten, you've got Caleb on the Go. There's some quality Nebraska breds there, and I do like both of those horses that beat the Invaders.
Now, I see Tyson mentioned that Maximum Chambers is your top bet, your number one bet, your best bet of the day in Omaha. He's going to be the number 4 horse in race number 7. And haven't you been on this horse before, Jimmy, as a best bet?
I'm going to ride this horse to the end. It's let me down a couple times, but I do feel it's the best horse in here. Maximum Chambers, it's only a 3-year-old going against some older horses, but, it's run really good in defeat. It's started 7 times. It's been on the board 6 times. It just doesn't seem to quite get the job done, but I do think it found a field in here that he can do it against.
Jim, your long shot play in Saturday's card goes in the very final race, an opportunity to leave Omaha with a little cash in pocket. You're trying to upset the apple cart or apple court, so to speak. You have the 3 here as your long shot play. Talk a little bit about the 3 horse and why he falls into that category.
Well, Daniela's run really good, just hasn't been able to get the win. I think one of the big key changes, though, that we're going to see is the rider change there. We're going to go with one of the top riders on her, and therefore that's a huge upswing there. When we see that we were riding Brian McNeil, and nothing against Brian McNeil. He can get horses out of the gate. I think Brian's more of a quarter horse jockey, but now we're going to Nebraska's leading rider in Jose Medina. And so you have a horse that's been close. It's run 3 times, had 2 seconds, just got beat by a length last time by a pretty nice horse that's coming into around K.O. Haney. And I really think my best bet of the day would have to be Danielle for the money. I think that's where we need to be putting our money and trying to make some money.
Jimmy, anything else? Will you give us the long shot, the best bet of the day for Saturday? Anything else pop out on the Saturday's card in Omaha?
Saturday's a really good competitive card, but there's not one horse that really stands out, which makes for some good wagering opportunities. I do kind of look at Fire Spitting Kitten. I think that Fire Spitting Kitten has a speed. There's no general shipment in this race for that one to run against. And so I think Fire Spitting Kitten and coupled with Caleb on the Go is a good exact opportunity for Saturday's card.
Omaha opens up this weekend for the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Circuit. Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us here on Huddle Up. Of course, you can get all the insights and all the horse racing news on the Facebook group, the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network, as we plug Jimmy's company. But speaking of company, I want to talk, while we've got your company here on the show, a little bit about when and you're into the Breeders' Cup. The road to the Roses essentially gets started right now. Stephen Foster Stakes going on this weekend at Churchill Downs. Tough for me to get away from Sovereignty. He's going to go off as the morning line favorite. He has to, I think, be in your exacta play here for the weekend. But let's run the Stephen Foster Stakes. What are you seeing Saturday at Churchill Downs?
Oh, this is one of the top races that we've seen this year, period. Grade 2, $2 million event, and it's drawn some of the top horses in the nation, or even what's going to be on the world scene coming up here later. White Abrero won the Oakland Handicap. It's made over $1 million this year. We go down to Sovereignty. Upset last time by White Abrero, who's also in this race. And that was in the Oakland Handicap. And then we look at Beza that comes in for Bill Mott. That horse made $1.6 million last year, one of the top sprinters, or we'll see it more in a shorter race probably. But then we got Magnitude that comes in. Magnitude is 2 for 2 this year and has made over $7 million. It just beat what I would probably consider the best horse in the world last year in Forever Young. And it beat that horse over at Maidon. And so It is. This is more than just a preview. This is really setting up the Breeders' Cup Classic in a $7 million race. Whoever wins this is in. And I guess I'm going to go against Sovereignty. I think Sovereignty is going to be out on the lead, but I have a hard time overlooking Magnitude when Magnitude just upset the best horse in the world in Forever Young that come out of Japan that won the Breeders' Cup last year.
All right, so again, talking with Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network for a couple of more minutes here on the show today. So we kind of gave you a little preview of the Saturday card in Omaha and what's going on nationally. What else is going on in the old horse racing industry, Jimmy? We had you on last week, talked about a couple of different issues last week. Anything new on what we discussed last week, or anything else shaking in the horse racing industry that we need to know about?
No, there is no update from last week on the quarter horse licensing. That will not affect the quarter horse racing for this year. That will be coming up in just a couple weeks out at Ogallala at the Lake Mac Casino and Racetrack out there. So that's something to keep on your calendar. That'll be coming up. I believe that's the 9th and the 10th out there, and they will race on Friday and Saturday, the weekend after 4th of July. So good races out there. A lot of exciting things happening in Nebraska right now. There's some legislature, like you say, you start seeing on the sports betting. We hope that'll get passed. It'll be an avenue so that people can sit at home and wager on Nebraska racing, and that will definitely help the purses, help the breeding industry, and help the horsemen in general. So there are some good things ahead.
I was just going to ask on the sports betting, because we read it in the news here this morning, the online sports wagering petition that is circulating, that is in all likelihood, according to reports, going to have enough valid signatures to appear on the ballot. Horse racing included in that online wagering, as I understand it.
That's a questionable deal, because pari-mutuel wagering is different than sports betting. So unless I've missed something just recently, horse racing would have to be brought back into that later on to get that onto the ballot and pass an initiative there to change what our legislature or what our constitutional amendment would be to allow us to bet from home.
Okay.
All right, so there's always something going on. It seems like we talked how long we've been talking about sports betting in this state anyway. It seems like there's always something going on, and it changes, like you said, almost with every single issue that pops up here.
I think we were talking about sports betting when I was in high school when the dinosaurs were still roaming around here. Whether it was and it had to do with horse racing back then. We had some of the OBTs open and things like that. Why can't we be able to bet off track? It was back then. Why did we have bookies? Why can't that money be funneled through? And not only is it important for the sports bettor, it's important for our government. That taxation dollar would help all the way around. And if that taxation dollar comes in, some of that will come right back into our industry and in supportive efforts for the horsemen, the breeders, the owners of the horses, etc.
All right, Jimmy, thanks for joining us here this morning. We'll let you get off to your busy day here today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch up with you again real soon, all right?
We'll catch up with you next weekend, and we look to have more winners. So thanks, guys, and have a great weekend.
All right, Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us here today on the show as we get going with racing at Horseman's Park in Omaha. So,
good
off
card.
And rolling. Another good card to start things off as we move to Omaha. Cal, we've been Grand Island, Lincoln, now Omaha. Then Ogallala, Jim, you mentioned starting.
Ogallala, Columbus, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
It's going to turn this whole thing into a circuit. I love it.
It's a whole idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the whole plan.
Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning.
Could have been Hastings.
Could have been Hastings. Could have been Hastings.
I'm gonna continue to dig that.
Yeah, you do. You get on a tangent here. You just kind of keep hammering away.
Listen, and I'm going to say it because I went to Grand Island last weekend. My former community that I lived in for 10 years. And the entire landscape of Grand Island has changed in literally the blink of an eye. Whether it's 281 or whether you're going south and you're going into the new Prairie Commons district. And everybody from Hastings, why can't we have that nice stuff? Why can't we get those nice restaurants? Why can't we develop and have new and shiny? Because we turned our nose up at a golden goose that was in our lap and we screwed it up. Well, to be fair, they didn't screw up as the council. The one person decided that he was going to get in the way of it, but he shall not be named here on the show. Tax revenue is generated from casinos and from gambling and from horse racing, and we had that opportunity to have that here in Hastings, and we stubbed our foot like we always do. Grand Island is a gorgeous community, and they've got a lot of amenities and a lot of beautiful new shiny restaurants. The New Balls is a subtle plug, Free Friday, amazing place to go watch any sports game you want. They have 7,000 TVs in there, so you're not going to be lost. And yeah, they're doing good. You're seeing the fruits of the labor in like 2 years, right? Since that casino was built, even the temporary casino, you're already seeing the fruits from that. And we could have had that, but so yeah, I will continue to twist the knife any opportunity I get.
Hammer away. All right, 7:51. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen has unveiled a new property tax hotline meant to pressure state lawmakers into action. Pillen made the announcement yesterday for a new state website and phone number, because people still make phone calls, in a goal to solicit Nebraskans' feedback on increasing property valuations and rising tax bills. Multiple ideas of his to lower property taxes the past few years has faced bipartisan opposition, but Pillen has blamed lawmakers and not his ideas for the legislation stalling over time. One thing, as we just mentioned literally 2 minutes ago, that could help bring in tax relief to the state, online sports betting. And Nebraska could soon become the next state to legalize that. The committee organizing the petition to legalize and regulate online sports betting, Tax Relief Nebraska, says it is currently on track to turn in enough signatures to make the November ballot. It is 7:53. We'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, Sports Today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa, America's first 24-hour holistic wellness center, located at 208 South Burlington in Hastings, or you can find them in Blue Hill. Hastings Sodbusters scored 8 runs in the first inning to beat the U.S. War Dogs 9-1 last night out of Duncan Field. Marcus Miller was the winning pitcher. Hastings is now 8-14 in the season. They will play at Salina tonight. In American Legion baseball action this weekend, Hastings 5 Points Bank will play in the Omaha South Tournament. Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes is in the Hastings Grand Island Tournament this weekend. And Hastings Brunswick will have a single game. They'll play at Sutton on Sunday. NFL has announced that the 2027 NFL Draft will be held in Washington, D.C. The 3-day draft will begin on Thursday, April 29th. And continue through May 1st. Washington last hosted the draft in 1941 at the Willard Hotel. Last year's draft in Pittsburgh set an attendance record, drawing more than 805,000 fans. More than 600,000 fans attended the 2025 draft in Green Bay. The Nebraska finished 17th in the 2025-2026 Division I Learfield Directors' Cup standings. That's the best finish for the Huskers since the 2000-2001 season, when they finished in 13th place. The Nebraska baseball program has added a commitment from one of the top junior college hitters in Kansas. Kellen Burke committed to the Huskers yesterday. The 5'11", 190-pound outfielder and catcher hit .413 this year with 21 homers, 16 doubles, and 93 RBIs in 57 games for Cloud County, who finished 50-7 this season. And a pair of Nebraska basketball players will be continuing their careers in the NBA. Reich Mast has signed a free agent deal with the Indiana Pacers, while Sam Hoiberg is joining the Phoenix Suns. That's a check the sports headlines coming up on 7:56 on Extreme Sports.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. Cloudy skies today with a high of 78. Easterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Overcast skies again tonight, lows level off around 63. Tomorrow, 85. Dry and turning warmer Sunday and Monday with highs from the mid-90s to the upper 90s. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Frobley. Currently,
accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
When your family feels protected under our roof, they are free to dream, and you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Customize what you pay with Drive My Way, American Family Insurance. Give Matthew a call at 308-389-9124 or stop in at 204 North Walnut Street in Grand Island.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, see the professionals at North Shore Real Estate of Hastings. Real estate is one of the largest and most exciting investments you can make, and the folks at North Shore Real Estate are here to make sure the process is a fun and rewarding one. They serve Hastings, Harvard, Blue Hill, Kennesaw, and several other communities within a 35-mile radius of Hastings. They'll give you the guidance and support you need throughout the entire buying or selling experience. Give them a call at 402-461-6930 or stop in at 100 North Shore Drive in Hastings. North Shore Real Estate. Excellent agents, outstanding results.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson and Bronick with you. Huddle up on Extreme Sports for Friday. Again, as far as Legion action is concerned this weekend, Hastings 5 Points Bank playing in the Omaha South tournament this weekend. Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes in the Hastings Grand Island tournament. Hastings Runza will play a single game at Sutton on Sunday. Our continuing coverage of American Legion baseball action will continue on Tuesday as a Grand Island will be in town to take on Hastings out at Duncan Field on Tuesday. Juniors game will be at 5 with the seniors game at 7:30 on the air with a pregame 4:45 on Tuesday afternoon here on Extreme Sports.
No offense, I'm sick of seeing Hastings and Grand Island play baseball.
Well, yeah, because the Sodbusters and the Cranes got
25 games or whatever it is that we have to play them this year.
We've already played them it's got to be in double digits.
Yeah, they have 14 wins on the season, and I think 10 of them have come against Hastings.
And we still got...
got another month to go, buddy.
Yeah, still got another 10 or 15 games we're going to play against Grand Island. So,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I was up at Ryder this week.
Yeah?
And walked in, and, yep, there's the Crane stuff. much like Duncan Field, where we see all the Sodbusters stuff hanging all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Walk into Ryder Park, there's all the Crane stuff.
We cleaned it up for you, by the way. So we cleaned up the press box. Yeah.
You did.
I told him, I said, guys, this is a mess. And we have Legion baseball come Tuesday, so clean this shit up.
You did pick it up for me?
Oh, I didn't. I just told somebody to do it.
It's been worse in the past.
I appreciate that.
I'm not saying it's great. I mean, you didn't leave like a sandwich or anything in there. Your leftover concession stand stuff, you didn't leave all that in there like you normally do. Throw away the pop stuff. And
Don't single me out. I'm on the field. I'm not even in the booth. I just tell people what to do. I'm like, hey, we have other people that are using this press box. Yeah. It's not just us. You can't make yourself at home here. You gotta clean up.
Yeah, take your overnight bag with you. Take your overnight bag with you. You can't stay here. You can't stay here.
Can't stay here.
So anyway, if you'd like to listen to the show again, listen to Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. Want to bet some ponies this weekend? You can. Just download the podcast off of our social media sites. You can listen to the show again. We'll do this again Monday morning at 7 o'clock. Huddle up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great weekend.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports.